If you're a business owner, you don't need us to tell you running a business is tough. Don't let QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down anymore. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. NetSuite gives you the visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Join the over 21,000 companies using NetSuite right now. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/C-suite. netsuite.com/C-suite.
Welcome back to the Superhero Homies podcast. My name is Quentin, and as always, I'm here with the homie Kevin.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you've had a great week, whether it be spring break for you or just another random week.
Yeah, did you miss us? Did you?
I hope you did, because I missed you.
That was a little creepy, yeah.
Oh, indeed it was.
But yeah, guys, we apologize for that brief hiatus.
Yeah.
Sometimes real life gets in the way of the important shit.
Our podcasting voices had to go fight some space bears with lasers, and they were busy being superheroes as well.
Yeah, it was a difficult fight because I forgot my astronaut suit and oxygen here on Earth, so I had to hold my breath while fighting off these space bears. The one I fought was actually a space polar bear. So it was,
that's cool. I fought off a space brown bear, actually.
Yeah.
Indeed, he was grizzly.
Yeah, during the fight, I befriended a koala space bear, and he was able to help me. He actually saved my life at one point.
That's cool.
Yeah, shout out to Cole, the koala bear.
I rode a kangaroo.
Anyways,
how much more ridiculous can we make this?
Wow, it's almost going to be as ridiculous as some of the abilities that these heroes can do.
Oh my gosh, you did the corniest shit. We have to re-record now. I'm not doing this.
Don't hate on my smooth ass transition.
It was not smooth. There were rocks and gravel all up. Okay, guys, he's correct. We're doing some OP, overpowered superheroes right now.
Oh yeah,
indeed.
Yep.
Yes. That was funny though. I'll give you that. It really was. You beautiful bastard.
Shit. Yeah, that's what I do.
All right.
But yeah, guys. Once again, we do apologize for the brief hiatus. We promise that it won't happen again unless we say so.
That's a hell of a weak promise.
I was always taught to make no promises that I can't keep. So therefore, you make loopholes.
That was a loophole promise.
Yes, it was. Yep.
Yeah, loophole promise.
But all right, guys. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Let's start off with some comic news.
Yeah.
This week in comic news was very light. Not a whole lot, to be honest. But what I do have here is pretty interesting. First off, Black Panther passes Titanic to become the third highest grossing movie of all time in the United States. Hot damn.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hot damn. Well, actually, dude, this could be phenomenal. Think about it. Comic book movies don't get a lot of respect in Hollywood.
They don't.
So this could really wake the hell up out of a lot of people over there and let them know, hey, we deserve better Oscars than the pitiful ones that you try to put under the best damn movies.
Yeah.
I'm still a little angry about that.
Yeah, as of now, to my knowledge, the Dark Knight is still the only superhero movie to get an Oscar.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. So like in 10 years, we've had a lot of great superhero movies in those 10 years, and hardly any of them even get nominated. I think Logan may be the latest one to be nominated within that 10-year span. But yeah, it is a little ridiculous that superhero movies don't get more love. I mean, because they honestly should. It shouldn't take Black Panther topping all these other movies to let the big wigs in Hollywood know that, hey, people are serious about superhero movies. I mean, superhero movies in general make more money than any other genre. We even talked about this.
Yeah, a bad superhero movie makes so much more than any other movie genre. By a long shot. It's no joke.
Yeah,
we only got 300 mil, boo-hoo. Well, guess what? They only got one.
Yeah.
They got one single mil.
But no, it's the truth, though, because there's just so many, other genre movies out there. And, a lot of these other, snooty actors and whatnot to really throw shade at superhero movies.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you say that again, please?
Actors.
Could you do the flair? Come on, like so many people do the flair with their like actors as they like flare off the hand and firework.
All that bullshit.
It is.
But this right here really gives me a lot of hope, and it really makes me happy because how much longer can you really ignore the success of superhero movies? I mean, honestly, at this point, like most of these awards, like the Oscars, I mean, they're kind of a joke anyway. Like it's really like a buddy system, like where I know this director or this actor and blah blah blah. Why not? Let's give it to him. Yeah.
BoJack Horseman, the TV series from Netflix people, actually said it best in the episode where BoJack was then wasn't nominated or whatever. Mr. Peanut Butter is just like, "Don't worry, BoJack, I have really great news for you. It doesn't matter." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Right. And I guess in a small way, because it is kind of just like a secret club type deal.
It really is.
I mean, in a way,
reason to have a cool coffee set.
Right. Oh, in a way, it could help because if you're a director or an actor that wins an Oscar, I mean, you can ask for maybe more money on your next project because you have an Oscar on your name.
True.
I'm pretty sure that's probably what Chris Nolan did.
Actually, yeah, I'm pretty damn sure. Look at these.
But yeah, guys, so here's the Black Panther, and here's to Infinity War, and hopefully it does even better. Well, we'll find out.
We'll see. Yeah. I know that they're nervous about that a little bit.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Next up, the new Spider-Man game for the PS4 will be released finally on September 7th, 2018.
Nice. Very cool.
Oh, yeah.
I know Spider-Man's kind of a good nostalgic game for a lot of people, especially, which one was it?
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. I even played that one a lot.
That one was a good one.
Yeah. Doc Ock was such a bitch. Oh my gosh.
I think it was Vulture that I hated fighting because it was kind of a ridiculous fight.
Yeah.
An awkward fight, but no, the Spider-Man 2 for the PS2, for those of you who may not know, that was a pretty fun game that came out back in the day. It was one of the few movie-based games that, lived up to expectations. Yeah. Oddly enough, there is one superhero movie-based game that surpassed the movie. X-Men Origins Wolverine. That game definitely surpassed. It didn't take much to surpass the movie, but
that's what I was thinking.
I mean, even the story in the movie made even less sense. But it was so much fun to play, like that nonsensical nonsense. Right. It was just a lot of fun.
Hack and slash, right?
It was a straight up like hack and slash rip through. You could just really be Wolverine and just fuck people up, like cutting off limbs and picking them up with the claws and throwing them. It was a lot of fun. And it was also equally challenging as well. It was a pretty good game. But yeah, the new Spider-Man game comes out September 7th, people. I think that's going to be a really good one. There's been a lot of hype behind this game. I know I've seen like the gameplay on it and the trailers. It does look really good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so here's the Spider-Man, and here's to the PS4 owners. So yeah, guys, if you don't have a PS4, you might want to get one. But yeah, we'll...
Did we just stake a claim?
Well, I mean, it's not coming out for Xbox, so.
Oh, burn!
Damn, it wasn't supposed to be a burn.
No, I'm pissing around, pissing off some listeners. What's up?
Yep. So next up, sticking with the Spider-Man theme here, in Spider-Man issue 800, he's getting his black suit again, and that makes a lot of sense since he is battling the Red Goblin here. So that's something to be really excited about. And, I can't lie. I am my own collection. I don't have any Spider-Man trade paperbacks or graphic novels in my collection. And there's nothing against Spider-Man. It's just that I have other heroes that I like more that I'm willing to spend, a little bit more money on.
Right.
Yeah. But this whole new arc that he's on now with the Red Goblin and now with Spider-Man getting the black suit, it's. I mean, I've heard it's been really good so far, and it's probably only going to get better with the re-emergence of the black suit again.
Yeah.
I mean, because it makes sense. He's going to need something. So essentially, guys, for those of you who may not know, the Red Goblin is Norman Osborn, or the Green Goblin again. He's back to form again. Except now he has the Carnage symbiote attached to him and creating this really hellish creature called the Red Goblin.
Man, daggum Norman Osborn. He knows how to flip-flop roles, man. Let me be Green Goblin up in here. Let me be the new Shield Commander up in here. Let me be the Iron Patriot wannabe. Oh my gosh. He's just like, what superhero haven't I been yet? Oh, I haven't been a symbiote.
Yep. But yeah, so here's to Spider-Man, or Amazing Spider-Man issue 800. And that's going to be really good. Next up, and this is going to be the last bit of comic news, is the new Infinity War trailer. Like, hot damn.
Another one?
Yeah, I mean, this one was really short. It's only like maybe a minute long.
Oh, okay.
But it is still a trailer. And there's a couple of cool tidbits of new material in there. One, it was the Wakandan army lined up ready to do battle, and they were chanting something that the internet was abuzz. You know, everyone was wondering like, what were the Wakandans chanting? They were chanting something like Yabambe, Yabambe, and what that translates to is hold off or hold the fort. So I mean, it basically means like stand strong.
Okay,
yeah,
cool. Okay.
Which does make sense because
good job to you for translating that. Unless you found something that translated it for you.
I'm actually Wakandan myself, Kevin. I have the lip tattoo and everything. I couldn't tell you because secrets.
May I have some vibranium, please?
No, you may not, colonizer.
Please, just a little bit. You can't believe you just called me a colonizer, you bastard.
But no, the other bit of really cool information in this trailer, and I went back and I watched it, watched this particular part a couple of times just to make sure I was seeing it correctly. And the internet has confirmed that my eyes were not lying to me. Thanos, in one shot, does indeed have the Soul Stone in that damn gauntlet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was, I guess that does make sense because think about it like this, like what the hell else was he doing this whole time?
Oh, well, that's the thing. Like, we don't know. He has to get it sometime in this movie.
Okay.
We don't know what he does or when he gets it. Because in the other trailers, we only see him with the power and the space. But yeah, I know one thing that people were already theorizing is that the reason that Captain America was able to hold off Thanos was because maybe somehow Cap had the Soul Stone in one of his hands. That is not the case because in this new shot with Thanos doing the same thing to Cap, Thanos has the Soul Gem in the gauntlet. So,
yeah, no. Sorry, Chris Evans.
All right. That's right. Hold the line, Cap. Next up, we have our comic question of the week.
All right, dadgummit.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
You ready for this, Kevin? That wasn't an answer, but I'll take it as a yes.
That was my army vet grunt.
All right, then.
Or maybe better said, my Frank Castle grunt.
Oh. Or your Cro-Magnon grunt, whatever you want.
Oh, yeah. There's a few grunts I could be doing. There's options.
Yeah. All right, so the comic question of the week is as follows. Which of the following does not have a version of the Super Soldier Serum? Is it A, Winter Soldier? Is it B, Black Widow? Is it C, Man-Thing? Is it D, Nomad, Jack Monroe Nomad, not Captain America Nomad? Or is it E, Sentry? Are you creating like your own?
I am. I'm glad you recognize that. So I know a lot of those actually do have the Super Soldier Serum. Like I'm pretty confident the Sentry actually developed his powers in a freak holy hell. What the kind of reaction accident was this because of some serum bullshit? Black Widow, yeah, she totally had it. Same with Winter Soldier? Yeah. Yes. And then, well, you said Nomad something or the other.
Nomad. Jack Monroe, Nomad. There's been a couple different Nomads, but Jack Monroe is the most famous Nomad.
And then Man-Thing.
Yep, then Man-Thing.
It's kind of a toss-up right now, honestly, between Nomad and Man-Thing. Yep. I'm debating some shit, man. Cause I'm happy I know at least that Black Widow definitely had shit. Let's just go off the wall here, because I know that a lot of the times I get stuck between two options, and listen to my reasoning, guys. I'm gonna explain why I'm gonna say what I'm about to say. And I get stuck on these two so much. And Q knows me so damn well that he knows I'm going to get stuck on these cute little options he's giving me. And then it's really going to be some unknown third option that I wouldn't even think of, because he knows that I would have got stuck on something else. For instance, in this case, he knows I'm getting stuck on Man-Thing and Nomad because he knows I don't know shit about whom they are. And then all of a sudden it's going to be something totally off the wall. For instance, like Sentry. I'm going to take back my second guessing and no, shit, I'm not doing that. My brain instantly told me no. I hate this so much. You have no idea. I cannot wait to find some quiz questions on another subject for you. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, damn it. I'm going to torture you with this bullshit. Okay. Yes.
Oh, hey, indeed. If you want to come with the comment question of the week, be my guest. You better bring your shit.
I will bring my shit. I'll bring so much shit, I'm going to need a wheelbarrow. I'm going to push it up the stairs, too. What the fuck? Nomad. Final answer.
That is incorrect.
You bitch. You big freaking dick. Who was the freaking answer?
Winter Soldier. The option was A, Winter Soldier.
Son of a bitch. I debated him a little bit too, but it's like, okay, well, maybe he eventually got it, because I know he wasn't like, I know he didn't originally have it, but
no, yeah, I had a feeling that one of these would throw you off. I didn't know if it'd be the Sentry or if it'd be Man-Thing.
Because I remember reading somewhere that Sentry did actually have the serum.
Yeah, he had an enhanced version of the Super Soldier Serum that actually gave him his powers. Yeah. Which, hot damn.
I know, right? Yep. Like, don't give that stuff ever to anyone else.
Jack Monroe, a.k.a. Nomad, he did also have the Super Soldier Serum. He also looks a lot like Bucky. He was actually the second Bucky for a while after Captain Bucky went missing.
Okay.
Man-Thing, he actually has a pretty interesting story. He was actually working on developing the Super Soldier Serum for S.H.I.E.L.D. He was working in the Florida Everglades when AIM came in to try to get him in the serum. He ran away, and before he was going to get caught, he didn't want AIM to get the serum, so he injected it into himself and became Man-Thing. Black Widow, yep, she got hers while she was training in the Red Room. I mean, it's not the Super Soldier Serum, of course. No one has that shit but Steve Rogers.
Right.
But yeah, she does have a soft version of it. And Bucky's the only one that does not. He was actually captured and tortured by the Russians, General Lukin and all of them.
Okay. And he didn't eventually get it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. They actually captured him and kept him alive because they thought he had it, and they were going to extract it from him. But then they realized, well, we can use him for other purposes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So.
The more I know.
The more you know. Yep. And I think that Bucky throws a lot of people off because the movies say that he does have it.
Right. But, yeah. They do.
Yep.
Freaking movies. Making things cool to watch, but non-canonical.
And also, guys, before we get into our podcast here, I know we're already 20 minutes deep, guys, but just bear with us.
Do it.
But we do want to tell you guys about something cool that we're going to be doing here in the future.
Yeah.
We are actually about to start our own Patreon page with bonus content. So for those of you who really like our content, like what you hear, well, then you better put your seatbelts on your underwear, get them strapped around your crotch area.
Hell yeah. And this bonus content, it's going to be some fun stuff, guys. It's stuff that we've been wanting to do since day daggum one. It's going to be, other movies that we find super awesome, video games, just really a huge array of fun shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go a little bit outside the comic book realm for our bonus material. We're gonna cover just a lot of fun shit.
Exactly.
A lot of, like Kevin said, video games. Maybe we might throw some Dragon Ball Z in there for those of you who like that, and other really famous and fun TV shows, and just all kinds of fun and cool pop culture material.
Oh yeah, really, whatever the hell we want to talk about.
Yeah.
So which is the greatest thing.
If you feel like hearing our off-cuff, off-the-hand commentary on our Superhero Homies mainstream podcast here that you're listening to, then I think that the bonus content will be a really good deal for you guys. We'll give you guys more information as the days and weeks go by on when we're going to go ahead and upload this. Spoiler alert, it'll probably be around the time that you guys hear our Infinity War review podcast.
And also, I'm going to go ahead and, take a chance here and assume that there are some listeners out there who would love to have us actually talk about a certain subject, or maybe even now, upon this announcement, would love to hear our opinions about like certain cult classics or anything. If you have, opinions of such nature, feel free to, post them on the Facebook page. Let us know about them, because we're still organizing our shopping list as well. Let us know what products you want us to talk about as well,
Yeah.
Hell,
like a smorgasbord right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, it's going to be really fun, guys. And of course, whatever you guys would be willing or able to contribute or donate towards our Patreon account when this is uploaded. Mm-hmm. And of course, that'd be super great, guys. Because of course, we are poor. We do this for the fun, though, because we love podcasting.
Exactly. Yes.
But it should be a really fun thing that we're doing here. So, absolutely, we'll give you guys more information, but be sure to check out our Patreon account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming soon to a computer near you. All right. Shall we do it?
We shall do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do the things.
Most overpowered. In the world of comic books, Kevin, there is an ass of overpowered superheroes.
There are way too many. Oh, yeah. I don't know how we want to go about this. I've got a little list here. I know you got your list there.
Yeah, I only put together like a list of the 6 that I thought were some of the most ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then just like a few honorable mentions. I don't have any of these guys like ranked like least most overpowered to most overpowered. But I just kind of have them all.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just scattered. That's cool. Mm-hmm. Honestly, the way I was kind of feeling this, maybe we do that as some talking points, and then I have some other different talking points from other directions I want to pull up.
Me too. Like before I even got into like the list here, I also kind of want to talk about like what's your overall thoughts on like heroes that are overpowered. Do you think that that's a good storytelling tool, or do you think that there's no place for superhero, or do you think that there is a place for them, or?
Oh yeah, hardcore, man. I think it is a good, powerful telling tool when done correctly, and I'll further explain my opinion on that as the minutes roll. But no, OP superheroes are definitely fun. Who doesn't love that?
Right.
Someone who has become OP and is now someone fun to watch, like defend or fight or, you know, even to be a villain or things like that. No, it's definitely cool. Because think about it. Guys, what's the opposite idea? If all of a sudden someone out there does say, well, we shouldn't have any OP superheroes, that means everybody's on, like, the same level, you know? That's a whole different type of storytelling, which is cool and fascinating, and certain people have done it super well, but you gotta have an appreciation, folks, for this whole other arc of storytelling, which is the super overpowered, and then the averagely powered, and even underpowered, trying to fend those off, or work with them, etc. You get my point, you know? Right. It opens up broader spectrums, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do agree. Like, there's certainly pros and cons to overpowered superheroes. Mm-hmm. You know, like you said, the pros is that they really bring us a different flavor to the table.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I really think that overpowered superheroes appeal a lot to, like, the youth. Because what's one of, like, the biggest discussions that the comic book kid readers have is this superhero can definitely beat that superhero.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's always one of, like, the
We've
main...
always had that argument.
Yeah. It's always one of the main topics of debate, like who can beat who, and that always comes down to like who's the most powerful. You know, sometimes it comes down to who's the most, you know, who has the most ingenuity or who's more intelligent. But ultimately, it's always about who's the most powerful superhero. Mm-hmm. And then they can also be used as really cool like storytelling methods. Like, for example, I read a lot of Justice League, and the New 52 I thought was a great run on the Justice League, and it's great reading about, you know, the Justice League trying to overcome a threat, and then, you know, as they're getting the ass kicked, all of a sudden, let's say Superman shows up, and then it's like, when it's done right, it works really well. Mm-hmm. But then there's times when it's not used right at all, and then instead of the heroes being the super stellar characters which just so happen to have these powers, instead they're contrived and they're turned into these beings that use their powers as plot devices to just bypass any threat.
Right, like, oh, I just so happen now to remember I have ice breath and I can put out this fireman.
Right.
Yeah.
Or there's this, you know, world impending doom threat coming our way. Fortunately, I can stop that.
Because I can move the world and we'll be perfectly safe on the other side of the sun.
Yeah. But yeah, did you want to go ahead and get into our list here?
Yeah, man. Go ahead and load us up, man.
Sure.
Yeah, I want to bring up my stuff eventually here, you know, just because I do have some fun questions, you know, for sure.
So first off, guys, I want to go ahead and address the elephant in the room here. Let's go ahead and talk about Superman.
Yeah. I mean, he and a few other names are the first ones to pop up in mind.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah. So I have a few of his feats here. A few of his ridiculous feats. And there were a lot to choose from. There was a shit ton to choose from.
I'm going to go ahead and take a bathroom break while you do that.
But I narrowed it down to some that I thought were some of the most ridiculous feats that Superman has ever done. One that I actually forgot to write down was that he held, or he was able to pick up Eternity, I believe it was. No, Infinity.
Yeah. No, he picked up Infinity.
Yeah, he picked up Infinity. And I was like, okay.
No.
That,
what?
Yeah,
who wrote this?
Do you know what this insinuates? Like, it insinuates that Superman has infinite strength. That there's just no end.
Exactly.
It insinuates that his strength bypasses that of Infinity.
And I'm sure some of you out there now are even saying to your stereos, well, yeah, he does. But, I mean, that's so bad. Because then it's like, well, what threat is actually ever a threat? Like, what...
Right.
What can't he do? You know, who the hell is Doomsday? Who the hell is Darkseid? You know, right. the fuck with all these people then. It just literally becomes, well, get that Superman broom up in this and let's just sweep these dust mites out of the way.
Yeah.
And it just makes for bad writing. That's the problem we're talking about.
It does. It makes for very bad writing. Yeah. And the difference between, say, a Superman and a Sentry doing that would be is that the Sentry himself has a shit ton of character flaws.
Oh, he does,
and
they're so fun.
Yeah, they're so fun. And he can, you know, his mentality can switch, and he can go from being, you know, kind-hearted Robert Reynolds to the world-destroying Void in an instant. You know, like he's very unstable. He's like a gun almost that you have to point and direct.
More like a mine. Yeah, you're just like, oh shit.
If we're being honest, it's more like a nuke.
Also, yes. Yeah.
But the problem with Superman though is that not only can he basically do everything, at least like pre-Crisis and even new 52, pre-New 52. But the problem also is that he seemingly has like no character flaws either. Once again, from my perspective, it really wasn't until the New 52 that they made the character a little bit more interesting, more likable, and more relatable even. I mean, beforehand, he was just like this perfect, being that was essentially a god that could do any and everything.
And of course, he was raised on a humble farm, thus making him a humbled, nice dude with like,
right. I do have more of his ridiculous feats, though.
Please do. Let's hear about these.
Yeah. So
monstrosities.
Pre-Crisis Superman has destroyed a universe with a single sneeze. Yeah. He has contained a black hole with his bare hands. So yeah, he took a black hole and condensed that shit. He was able to contain it with his hands.
I know we don't have cameras, folks, but I'm kind of face palming right now, and I took my headset off, but I can still hear it.
In the New 52, he even does ridiculous shit there. He bench presses the Earth's weight on a machine, and he does it for 5 days straight with no solar power around him. So he does it off his reserve energy, and he didn't even reach his full limit. Yep. And,
wait. Back the hell up. Hold up. You can't say that shit and just press on like willy-nilly, like you just mentioned you had a fancy dent. No. The shit? How do you get in a room and lift weight equivalent to that of the planet Earth?
He was placed on like some kind of harness, some kind of machine harness.
But on Earth, right?
I'm not sure if he was on Earth.
Okay.
But it was the weight of the Earth. It may have been the Earth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you would have to simulate that somehow, but then it's like you're lifting it while you're on it, and it's like, how do you successfully simulate that much weight? Like, when did this become necessary in the comics? Like, when did they test it? Whatever, I'll read it later. Let's go on.
And he once used his heat vision to save the world from freezing. Yeah.
What else did he do? No comment.
Those are the top feats that I have for Superman.
You sure he didn't, reverse time, flying around in circles or something?
Okay, he did that in the Superman movie, I remember, which was so ridiculous.
It's super. Oh my gosh, I was just about to say it super was. Oh, I hate me. Oh my gosh.
I'm glad you didn't pull the trigger on that one.
Whew, thank goodness. But still, I hate me for thinking it. No, it really was just incredibly dumb.
No, it was. Yeah. Because everybody talks about how much they can't stand Henry Cavill Superman or Zack Snyder's version of Superman. I love that version of Superman.
That version's great.
Yeah, he's great. He's more grounded. He has like real world issues he's trying to solve and figure out. Whereas, no offense to Christopher Reeve, rest in peace, but that version of Superman was just happy-go-lucky, do whatever kind of guy. And like he didn't have any character flaws, which was my primary problem with Superman. And on top of that, when he goes back in time, when he reverses the rotation of the world, we have to realize that he essentially kills everybody to save Lois Lane. If the world suddenly stops spinning and then starts spinning the opposite direction, I'm no Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I'm fairly certain that means the death for all of us. And on top of that, during that scene in the movie, Kevin, when he goes back in time just to save Lois Lane, there's hundreds of other people that died in an accident. He doesn't bother to bring them back. It's just Lois Lane. So fuck you, Superman.
I know, right? Yeah.
At least Henry Cavill's version has tried to save everybody,
exactly,
and didn't willingly sacrifice the world just to save Lois Lane.
Yeah, and at least Henry Cavill Superman also had that one awesome badass scene fighting the whole Justice League.
Yeah,
I still like that one.
Oh, I like that too. Which, whether you like it or not, people, that's pretty damn accurate.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I'm glad we got him out of the way. I mean, there was so much potential for a character like this, especially whenever he was first, written off as a superhero, because he's one of the first ones, people. Mm-hmm. He was one of the OG superheroes, but he just became this big old fat catch-all net. Like, oh, we need to write this story because I think people will like it. Okay, well, we'll give Superman this power and say he discovered it in the middle of the story, and then this power, and then eventually it just accumulated to, what can't this man do?
Right.
Yeah.
Ultimately, there's a reason why, in my opinion, Captain America is so much more likable and relatable than Superman. Captain America has actually had to struggle in his life. Yeah. People talk about, well, Superman lost his entire family, his entire planet. Yeah, but he didn't even know those people.
Yeah, he was a baby. Wrapped in Kryptonian clothes.
And this isn't to rip on Superman, but it's more to rip on the people that have written for him in the past. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, they've been able to recover a lot of that and make it better. But ultimately, though, like the cat's out of the bag, and once you have a superhero that can pretty much do everything, it's hard to take a step back and put a limit on that again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and this it's just Superman would be I wouldn't mind those feats as much if Superman wasn't this Boy Scout of a character. Like if he had some kind of trait, some kind of characteristics that would justify him being like this perfect benevolent being. But
we need to give him a cocaine habit. Yes.
Oh man,
could you imagine?
Could you imagine? But no, also the problem with this though is that it makes him really inconsistent as well. Mm-hmm. Like if you have a character that can, lift infinity in one comic panel, and if you have someone that can, he can freaking destroy a universe with a sneeze in a different panel. And then why is it then that why should he ever struggle doing anything ever?
Exactly. Why are there panels?
Yeah.
There should just be one page where it's like Superman sees threat, he ends threat.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
You paid for this.
I didn't even bother to talk about some of his feats of super speed, his feats of super intelligence, or anything of that nature, just because at that point it's all just overkill.
It really is.
Yeah, it's all just lazy writing, in my opinion, and it's a way to write yourself out of a conundrum that you have. When your answer is, well, Superman can do this, that's just bad storytelling.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, Superman, he's pretty much just a result of lazy and uncreative writing over the years. But yeah, here's to the New 52 and DC Rebirth, making this character likable again.
Yep. Go them.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Yep. I was about to say he was on my list too.
Gotcha.
Yep.
You want me to keep going?
Actually, you know what? Yeah. Let's talk about this one here.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Let's flesh out and do this altering, if you will, here.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we have some that are guaranteed OP. For instance, Superman, Sentry. Those are some names we brought up, and we'll bring up others. But there's some others I wanted to talk about and debate whether or not they're OP or if they had the potential to be OP. For instance, first on my list, Iceman.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't know this about good old Bobby Drake in the old X-Men days.
Omega level mutant.
Exactly, people. Yeah, I mean, sure, we see him making icicles, pew, 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 and maybe a little ice grenade in the video games, which was the best move. I don't care who says what.
Oh, once you upgraded his freeze ray, though, he could freeze them solid.
True.
That was good, too.
That's some good shit. Yeah. He was the best character in the game, period. But what people don't know is that he can absorb the moisture out of the air to create more ice, thus growing himself in his ice figure. There's literally a comic, I don't remember which one or where, I'd have to Google this shit, don't hate me, where he makes himself an ice giant a huge, big-ass ice giant and eradicates the threat as such. And it's like...
Yeah. One of the few instances I remember of Bobby Drake actually showcasing his Omega level mutant powers is actually when I think Emma Frost took control of him, like telepathically, and she took control of his body and really showed Bobby what he can do. But yeah, that's the only time that I'm familiar with him actually showing what he can do at like full power. But yeah, you're right though. He can be a case of being overpowered, because if you think about it, if you are an Omega level mutant, you have the capacity to be really OP.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been written off here that his powers can alter the world, and if that's not Omega level mutant powers, then I don't know what is. Right. You know.
And man, I wish that Superman was something like that. I hate to keep going back to that dead horse. But if Superman like had only spurts of that, world shattering power, and then if the rest of the time he was on like a 10th of what he could do, I think he'd be a way better character.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But I mean that was just a fun one I wanted to talk about.
No,
no one ever thinks about Iceman. No one ever thinks like, oh, he makes ice, ooh, pew pew, slide, ice slide. But he could do some crazy shit if he really wanted to. Guys, think about it. Absorb all the moisture and freezing shit. He could... What was that one movie? Day After Tomorrow? He could make that happen. Yeah, That's you go. Right.
Oh, what's that? The polar ice caps are melting? Not anymore.
Exactly. He could be our permanent icicle. Just let me freeze this shit. Okay. I'm going to make a color reference here, okay? So what? Bear with me. No, bear with me. It's clever. So he is the Dr. Manhattan of ice. Because they're both light blue.
All right, let's move on here.
I'm proud of that, damn it. People, please give me some love for that. Come on.
Don't give him anything. We just lost 85% of our listeners.
Actually, they probably clicked off before I said that because I said I'm going to make a color thing.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That'll do
it. I hope you guys see where I'm coming from. If Google image them, they're both like the same hue of blue, So
Dark Man's a little darker.
He is. Yeah. He is, yeah. And of course, our boy Manhattan doesn't have eyeballs. He just has light holes.
Yeah, well, he has no pupils, is what Kevin was saying.
Yeah, exactly. But
I guess if he wants them, he has them. So
he can make them. I'm sure in the movie sometimes he saw them. Yeah. But anyways.
Mm-hmm. So next I had the Hulk on my list.
Oh yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Scratch that off.
Yeah. So I have a couple of his feats written down here as well.
Yeah, let's do it.
So this one was really interesting. I really like this one here. So while the Juggernaut's powers were amplified by Apocalypse, the Hulk was able to stop him even though Juggernaut was in motion. So Juggernaut was running, he was in motion, amped up by Apocalypse, and the Hulk was able to stop him. If you homies out there listening know anything about Juggernaut, and I'm sure you do, that is two things. He said, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch," and that also once he's in motion, basically nothing can stop him. So the fact that the Hulk was able to stop a really amped up Juggernaut really says a lot about the strength of the Hulk.
Very much so, yeah.
He fought the Sentry to a draw in World War Hulk. And hot damn, I know I've mentioned this one before, but that doesn't make it any less impressive. They literally fought each other until they both reverted back to Bruce Banner and Robert Reynolds.
That's every time you need to, calm the Hulk down, just throw the Sentry his way.
This was the World Breaker Hulk, so it's not like, everyday Hulk, but this was definitely World Breaker Hulk status. But even still, it was the Hulk that did it. The Hulk, he held together a tectonic plate that was approximately 4 quintillion tons. Okay.
I can't think that high.
Yeah, right. That's an unfathomable amount of weight.
I mean, it really is. Now I kind of want to see the Hulk in a simulated place with the Earth's weight all pushing against it. I want to see him just going, 3 Hulk, 4 Hulk, whatever, yeah.
Oh, man.
I could kind of see him doing that actually now that I think about it. But that's impressive as shit.
Yeah. And the last bit I have from here is he withstood a scream from Black Bolt at point blank range. Not only did he withstand it, but he shut him up by wrapping his hand around his face and beating the shit out of Black Bolt. This also happened in World War Hulk.
He's one of the few people to do that.
Yeah.
He's one of the very few who was able to take the scream.
Yeah, the only one that I can think of off the top of my head that took a blast at point blank range was Thanos in the Infinity Story.
Yeah.
And that's saying something.
Yeah.
So
that Hulk and Thanos are on par with that. Just like, well, shit.
Yeah.
And you could just imagine Hulk just treating Black Bolt like Loki. Just like, no. Doom, doom, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that it's pretty commonly accepted that the Hulk is very much OP.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
But
people can argue and debate. And I was thinking this myself. Like, if I had to argue and debate us, what would I say?
Yeah.
Trying to make us more open-minded, or make myself more open-minded. So people can argue, I believe, that the Hulk isn't overpowered because he has the Bruce Banner side, because he has the whole I can't control it side. That's bullshit. That's the definition of overpowered. That's your power is so damn great that you can't control it, and once it takes over, you're breaking worlds, pun intended. You're actually doing crazy ass shit like holding tectonic plates together. You're ripping spinal cords out of people. You're throwing people across states. Even come on, yeah. And yes, those are all references to other things he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hulk's done some pretty impressive stuff, and it really doesn't matter like which version of the Hulk we're talking about. Sure, Grey Hulk is the weakest, but had a little bit more intelligence. There's also Savage Hulk, which a lot of people debate could be stronger than Roadbreaker Hulk. That's done some really crazy shit. There's Maestro, which his power is still to be. It's not quite known, but he's still
something with ghosts.
He liked to eat people. Tried to eat Old Man Logan at one point.
Also, yes.
But no, I'm not saying that the whole. I'm not saying that any of these overpowered characters aren't good characters. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah, no.
I think the Hulk is a very, very fun character, especially when he's used correctly.
Oh yeah.
I look at it this way: like in the Civil War graphic novel, the original, Hulk and Thor were left out of that graphic novel. They were written now. This is shortly after the World War Hulk saga, and shortly after Thor had been deemed dead, quote unquote. But the reason that I think they were taking us because they were too powerful. You can't have Thor or Hulk on either side of the Civil War because then it becomes extremely unbalanced.
Yeah. Very true. Mm-hmm. Imagine the Hulk on this side. Oh shit.
Yep.
Iron Man wouldn't have any suits. He'd just be suitless.
He had to bring in that new Hulk Buster, man. That's all he could do.
That's all he could do.
Yeah.
He'd have to call out Veronica again. Yeah. But yeah, I digress. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Put the power people on the side.
Yeah.
Including Doctor Strange in that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But another one I was thinking about, one that could potentially be one who isn't always at full percent 100. Scarlet Witch, of course, which is another. You have to talk about her. Especially when it comes to OP. She really, she alters reality, people.
Right.
Enough said right there. Come on.
Yeah, her chaos magic was so intense and amplified that even Doctor Strange didn't recognize it off bat. Didn't think it was a real thing.
I still remember that exact page where he does that, and it's funny to me every time where he's like, "Guys, I am the Sorcerer Supreme. I know magic, and this is not. Oh shit, this is some weird ass magic."
I've never seen anything like this. Yeah,
we're talking about the House of M, people. Whereas this is really brought to light the whole what if Scarlet Witch really did to full on power, and she did. And how many mutants died off in the end? Can you remember?
There was about 1 million mutants on Earth, and she killed all but I think it was 216, something like that.
Yeah,
or something. She left a very minuscule amount of mutants,
exactly,
with powers. Like none of them died, or some of them died, but most of them were just depowered.
Exactly. So. All she did at the very end with her reality powers, as people were coming in on her, trying to control her again, trying to bring her back down to normal life, she all of a sudden just goes, no more mutants. And then all of a sudden, shit goes crazy, and she, with those 3 words, eradicates so many powers out there. You know?
She's so powerful that she's the yang and the Phoenix Force is the yin. Like, that's how powerful she is.
Oh, that's a good observation. Yeah, shit.
Mm-hmm. That was the whole underlying story between the X-Men versus Avengers story arc. Was that Hope was like the reincarnation of what the Phoenix Force was, and of course Scarlet Witch was like the antigen to that.
Okay, yep. I'll have to read that one again because I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah. But
yeah, Scarlet Witch, she's a good one to add onto that list. And,
and she doesn't even know it. Or at least movie version doesn't know it.
Movie version.
The Olsen girl. Yeah. What Mary?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth Olsen. No, Mary's her older sister, right?
Yeah. No, that's Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Yeah, that's right. That's good. Yeah. I knew they did some TV shows and movies and shit. Yeah.
Yep. So of course people are theorizing, because that's what people do, that she's going to be the one that brings down Thanos. And it's possible. Who knows?
No, they need that to be Drax.
Drax is one that could do it, but he's not the only one to ever defeat Thanos.
So what? We're going to give it to Squirrel Girl?
Thankfully, she's not in this movie. Hopefully, she is not in the MCU. Well, no, she's coming to the MCU, damn it. So never mind. Ignore me. Moving on.
We're going to have to see that.
Yeah, we are. Next up on my side of the list is The Flash.
Yeah. you don't say. That's a surprise.
Wouldn't you know it?
Scratch off the name on my list.
But more specifically, I'm talking about Wally West.
Yep, that's even the name I wrote. Damn it, you son. Okay. Yeah, that's true.
So Wally West is, of course, the fastest of the Flashes. And
say that 5 times fast.
Like the Flash.
So many puns. That was a multi-layered pun.
But even the comic question of the week last week was about the fastest speedster, and I think
that I was going to bring that up.
That one potentially frustrated Kevin even more than this one this week. Which it is my goal to frustrate him every week. So, but anyways,
what's your water bottle? I'm going to push it over. Take the cap off first.
So Wally West, the Flash, there was a time where he punched Dr. Alchemy 100 times per second. Could you imagine?
I had to listen to the completion of the sentence before I could comprehend how fast that is. Like,
and
100 punches.
Yeah.
I heard that part perfectly fine. Like, okay, that's just 100 cool punches. Okay, whatever. It's not One Punch Man, but all of a sudden per second, like, oh!
Could you imagine?
You want to see me knock you out? Want to see me do it again? Oh, okay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that is insane.
Here's the real question. Do you remember like how the punches happened? For instance, did he punch in the same spot 100 times? Just like,
well,
you have no face. I'm loving this. Or did he like spread the love? Like oh, I broke your face and your torso and your shoulder a little bit.
I think it may have all been in one place because he was punching so fast that it looked like a single punch a second.
Oh my gosh. I feel so sorry for Dr. Alchemy. I don't know what he did to deserve that. Why doesn't Flash do that more often? Well, oh my gosh.
I guess he doesn't need to, on most people. And also, Dr. Alchemy isn't a speedster either, so he can probably get away with that more easily on him than, say, like another speedster villain.
What did Dr. Alchemy do to deserve that? Like, now I feel sorry for him. He's just trying to be an alchemist. Make some gold from lead or something.
Oh, shit.
But whatever.
Next up, I have the Infinite Mass Punch, which I'm sure we're all familiar with.
Of course. Yep. That's a great one right there. Yep. That is what makes Flash One Punch Man.
Yeah. This is where the Flash, he breaks light speed and he hits the opponent with the force of a dwarf star.
Yeah.
So, yeah. He runs so fast that he breaks the speed of light and hits someone hard enough that it can be compared to the power of a dwarf star.
Which,
that is insane.
Yeah, which, guys, I know that only has to sound impressive to you because none of us can comprehend how hard a dwarf star punches because we can't reach that shit. You know, that's
the last person. Yeah, the last person that tried to measure the force of a dwarf star got punched by the dwarf star. So now, no one knows.
Who are you? Punching a star? What the? That needs to be a T-shirt. Like, I literally want to see a star punching some shit now.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's got to be a dwarf star.
A dwarf star.
Yeah, he has anger issues because he's so small. So he has like little star syndrome essentially.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
So he works out all the time and
super buff, midget dwarf star, just like boom. I want this T-shirt now. Someone call Custom Ink.
Let's see.
Someone contact their Patreon page.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Next up, the Flash, he outran the Black Racer to the end of time and the universe. So the Black Racer is like the speedster equivalent of death, okay? And it was Wally's time, and Wally was like, no. And so he started running, and the Black Racer was like, bruh, what are you doing? I'm the Black Racer, dog. You have to accept this. And Wally was like, no, I don't. And so Wally just keeps running, and the Black Racer keeps chasing him until Wally runs literally to the edge of time / reality, where the Black Racer is just like a concept and not really a thing. And at that point, the Black Racer dissipated. And I know the Black Racer had to be like, well, shit.
I know, right? Like, no, don't go that much further. No. I would have loved to have seen the visuals in that, actually. Like, do you?
Yeah.
I'm really guessworking here now, but do you happen to know like the comic and stuff that came from? Because I'd love to just see the visuals on that. Because that sounds. How would you paint? Or I'm sorry, paint as if we paint all of our comic books nowadays. Mm-hmm. How would you draw out the end of reality? Was Wally just like in a white space, just like? I could get a condo out here. Like, what you know, come on.
I've seen that panel. I have to pull it up again because I forget what it looks like.
Yeah, okay.
And next up, and this is by far the most, in my opinion, the most ridiculous thing that the Flash has ever done. But this is all Wally West here. Okay. A nuke detonated in North Korea in a city that had 1 million people, and in approximately 0.0001 second, the Flash was able to run in and save all 1 million people, carrying most of them one at a time.
What the shit?
Yeah, so it wasn't like the nuke was about to detonate. No, the nuke detonated.
Right.
And the Flash was able to run in and
pull
save
out all those people.
1 million people. Yeah, and not all at one time.
Yeah.
That is out fucking rageous.
Where do you put them? Where did he run to? Australia?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, someone calculated this, and I wish I wrote it down.
Okay.
But like, I think it was someone on a Reddit forum actually took this and calculated it.
Okay.
And they were like, you have to like calculate. They were like figuring in the time that it would take him to, find or get to the city that he's never been to before.
Right.
And then, grabbing one or two people and then finding a safe space to put them. And then finding a safe space to put like another 100,000, then another 100,000, or another 10,000 here or there. And then the time it would take him to find like, the people that may be hidden in little crevices or whatnot,
right.
Just to get them all out. Doing all of this while a nuke is exploding. I think they said that he was running like it was like 1 quillion times faster than the speed of light or something like that in order to accomplish that feat. It was something ridiculous.
That almost gives me a headache trying to think about that. Like, my brain literally just goes, no.
Brain just shuts off.
I'm mentally slapping myself here, just like, no. Staring blankly at the table. But that is stupid, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome storytelling in a sense because you're just like, what? And you're trying to comprehend it for like 5 minutes, staring at the same bubble line in the page, in the panel, and you're just like, how? What?
Yeah.
You go back and read the page again.
Like,
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
pretty sure he dropped some of those people off in like different time dimensions. Like, he probably dropped some people off in like a different alternate reality altogether.
It's like, oh shit, I'm sorry, you're in 1830. Okay, my bad. You're safe. Don't get malaria.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the Flash.
That's the Flash, folks.
Yep. Who else do you have on your list, Kevin?
All right. So another one I wanted to talk about here, Reed Richards. Okay.
Very good.
So a lot of people, just kind of write him off as, hey, he's Mr. Flexible, he's Mr. Rubber, he stretches to whatever. What people don't understand is that, yeah, he's a stretchy guy, but he's no Mr. Elastic, okay? He's actually smart as shit, okay?
You mean plastic? He's no plastic man.
Oh, I wasn't going to say his name. That's why I gave a fake name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I wasn't going to slander something.
Yeah. I didn't want people to assume you were talking about elongated man who is smart.
No. Okay. That's why I made up one. I didn't want to.
Okay.
But yes, it basically Plastic Man. Yeah. Because that guy was a bastard compared to this one.
Yeah.
Reed Richards knew how to use this power so well. In one point, he actually, get this, expanded and stretched his brain.
Well, damn.
Thus giving him more capacity to think, to act, to do shit that we humans just do on a daily basis, but amped up. Essentially, we have engines, he has a super engine, okay? And that's what he does. He can flex that shit. Imagine if he wanted to, the other things that he could do. He could make his muscles bigger, thus making them stronger.
True. Make the muscle fibers more dense, yeah.
Exactly. He could enlarge so much crazy shit in him, and he's smart enough to do it in a sense that he can actually survive doing it too, to where he can be like, oh, I need to see better. No problem. Oh, I need to see in the dark. He can just raise this level of this and this in the brain, and oh, boom, here I am, He can alter so much shit about himself that he's a wild card. You can't predict that shit if you really wanted to, That's why I'm saying he's so awesome in this sense. Because originally, he's not my favorite Fantastic Four member,
All right.
It's like, okay, you stretch. That's cool. Whatever. Go back to your corner. No, he's the shit.
Yeah. That is pretty impressive the way you think about it.
Yeah. Plus, he's a mind that was able to build a device which is able to take freaking Galactus and say, no, go away, please. You're not welcome to Earth. And then pushes him away with said device. Like, what is that?
Right.
That
reminds me on a slightly unrelated topic. What do you think about these rumors that John Krasinski could be playing Mr. Fantastic?
Yes. Yeah. I like that. I do.
Yeah.
Who would be Sue? Oh my gosh.
Emily Blunt, his wife. That's what people are wanting.
This would be another movie where they act together.
Yeah, another one.
Okay, sure. Because they recently did A Quiet Place, which I still really want to see. Oh my gosh. But I can see that. Yeah, it would be a young one. It would be... Wait. Would they do another origin story?
I mean, John Krasinski, he's like 40, so it'd be perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He'd have to have the classic salt and pepper lines put in his hair. Yeah. I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Go John. Make it happen, man.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, yeah. He even said that he would like to play it, so yeah.
Hell yeah. Bring him on.
Yeah.
The question is, at that point, who would be making the movie? Let's clarify that real quick.
Well, I mean, we would like for it to be Marvel Studios,
indeed.
But who knows? I don't think that Fox Studios is going to risk making another one.
Yeah, no, Fox, they need to just go ahead and hang that back up.
Yeah. Fox, they've tried.
Keep doing Deadpools.
Yeah.
Which, DP2, coming soon.
Coming soon. It's really ironic, Kevin, because actually next on my list is Franklin Richards.
Oh, this is some cool shit. Let's go into it. Yeah. There we go.
So, of course, Franklin...
was ironic.
Yeah. He is the son of Sue and Reed Richards. He's another Omega level mutant.
Which version of him are you talking about? Are you talking about in general or Earth X version?
In general, not Earth X.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Earth X version is crazy.
Yeah, and technically Earth X version is not. They don't consider it canon. So,
it's fun and it's a very interesting read because it almost gives like
it's almost like a big what if scenario. You know?
Right, but. Such a detailed one. They gave it a whole science and a whole religion all to the comic.
Yeah, it's a 3-part series. Like that's how in depth it is. Yeah,
it's super crazy. You have to read it 2 times over just to make sense of it all. But in that, just real quick, our boy Frank is actually the being that turns into Galactus, which is like, oh, that's an interesting take. But anywho, please.
Right. Yep. So he is an Omega level mutant. So some of his abilities, people, are he can rearrange matter, he can rearrange molecules, and he can even rearrange the fabric of reality.
Well, that's some bullshit.
Yep. And then some of his lesser abilities are telekinesis, telepathy.
I like how you said that's a lesser ability.
Yeah. And then other just random psionic abilities. You know, he can do those too.
Whatever.
Yeah. So some of his notable feats is he had a toy gun, and Norman Osborn said something they didn't like. He shot Norman with the toy gun, and Norman got hit with a real bullet.
How old was he at the time? Because I
think it was like 5.
Okay, you need to die. Oh gosh, that was not a nerve dart. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's the most dangerous 5-year-old ever.
Yeah. He has beaten Mephisto twice. Like, he's beaten the devil. Mephisto was like, I know I'm the devil, but he's the devil.
Shout out to Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And also, he once created his own universe. Like, just had a baby universe. And then when he wasn't doing shit with it, then he made him try the form of a bouncy ball because that's what 5-year-olds do. Yeah.
Could you imagine Sue at this point coming into his room? Honey, what are you doing? What is that you're holding? I made this.
So it's a universe. See, that's people.
See? You see people in there like worshiping Frank.
Right.
Like, you are the god.
But you can think about it, like hundreds of planets and solar system and galaxies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's,
you gave birth to a god.
Essentially, yeah. And then, of course, we can't forget the time that Galactus considers Franklin like one of his best friends. Yeah. The being that is the power cosmic is friends with this little boy.
Exactly.
Like, and at one point, Galactus, even said he said something along the lines of 1 billion years from now, you will be with me to see the dawn of a new universe. Yeah. Insinuating that Franklin may have some form of omnipotence or immortality.
Like, what the shit? There's gotta be some crazy ass stuff backing that up. Yeah. I mean, like, what cosmic rays were you exposed to, people? Yeah.
Seriously, I guess that when Reed and Sue and the gang got hit with those cosmic rays that gave them their powers, it must have really fuck with their sex organs and amplify them to spit out. And also, I don't have her on here, but their daughter, I think her name was Valeria. Mm-hmm. There's even less we know about her, but she's also been said to potentially be even more amped up than Franklin. Yeah.
How are you more amped up than Franklin? Can't you turn invisible too on top of it all? I mean, what?
I guess technically Franklin could alter reality to make himself look invisible.
Yeah, that's true. When you have reality altering powers, there's really no limit.
Right.
Your imagination's the only limit.
It is with him. He doesn't need Christmas or birthdays. He can make his own damn toys.
That's true. In fact, he doesn't need to wait for Christmas.
Right. That's got to be super dangerous because, how kids have imaginary friends and all that. You can make.
Oh my gosh.
You can make imaginary friends.
You could make so much weird shit. Don't let him watch any scary movies because then it becomes real. Slender Man or Freddy.
All of them. Damn.
That's some bullshit.
Pennywise the clown?
This would be a horrible world. We need Frank to be put away.
Yeah. We need him not an actual thing in reality. Right. For sure. Who else you got, bud?
Okay, so I have... Okay, I'm debating which one I want to pull up next. I do have one on my list. I'll highlight them real quick.
Gotcha.
Here it is. Okay, so of course I wrote down Kevin. And bear with me here. I know you remember this. I've spoken with you about it before because I was like, what? Okay, guys. So super fun thing you can do for yourself here. Type in your name and go following that into Google. So-and-so Marvel superhero character or Marvel comic character, and something out there will pop up. I did it from you forever ago, and I am not disappointed. Yeah.
Kevin is OP.
He is super OP. Kevin is amazing. So trust me, that's not going to end anytime soon. But
yeah, he's also like a sociopath. He's mentally unstable.
Yes. Also, yes.
He's a loser.
Okay. No. Okay, so Kevin McTaggart or something like that.
Yeah, McTaggart.
Thank you. It's some crazy last name.
Yeah.
But
son of Moria McTaggart.
Yep. Yeah. He is Proteus, who is another entity that can basically warp reality, control the elements. He can manipulate psionic energy as well, which does include telekinesis, telepathy, things like that nature. And he controls bodies, like human freaking body. Well, any body, human, animal, etc. You get the point. He controls them. And so, in other words, he can say, you know what? I'm tired of being this, like, not gas-like, but almost spirit-like entity. But you can actually visibly see him. It's almost like he in the comic panels. He looks like something that was born from the lights of the north. You know, the colored rays,
aurora lights.
Exactly. Yeah. If he's tired of doing that, in which case, in that form, he is stupid powerful and he doesn't die, really. He can jump into any human body or any person, take on their powers, use them as them, take on their mindset, their memories, their knowledge, and live out their bodies. But as doing so, he also burns that body out faster. So, guess what? He doesn't die when he does that, though. He just burns it out like, oh, my batteries in my remote are dead. Let me go get some double A's and go take over another human being over there. Imagine what he could do if, one, we actually used him in relevant comics nowadays, and two, if he took over powerful people, like he and Magneto, and Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
That's just a fun one I want to highlight. But one more here I really want to dig into, and who's overpowered in a different sense, actually. And I'm hurting myself by bringing this up, but I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Think about it. How many times has Wolverine died, people?
I counted this before on the podcast.
Yeah. Do you remember?
I think it was 7 or 8.
Yeah. It's up there. It's 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
I counted 6 to my knowledge. I knew that wasn't completely correct, however. He's died that many times, but he's always coming back, That's a whole different kind of overpowered. That redefines the genre a little bit here, but bear with me, people. I'm going to explain my thought process. So we have overpowered like Superman and Hulk and the others we've been talking about. We have overpowered in another sense that are people who just can't let go of characters and let them be. We have huge followings and fandoms, and we're not complaining about that because we're with you. We're beside you,
right,
cheering for these characters. Like, yes, let Wolverine be more badass, please. But these followings are so powerful, supporting these characters, our Deadpools and our Wolverines and our, whomever else we love, that once they're gone, we want more of them still.
Yeah.
And so they're brought back, and then they write them off again, and we want them back. And it keeps going back and forth. So it's like he's too powerful to let go of. In that
I see what
sense.
you mean, yeah.
Exactly. I'm hoping I'm connecting with the listeners out there too, like you guys understand it as well. Yeah.
Almost like a meta sense, like he's too powerful.
Yeah.
In the sense of like he like you need him around because you want to use him to tell your stories.
Exactly. And because of that, Wolverine just can't die. I mean, even recently it's been proven where all of a sudden he's back and it's like, okay, what the shit? How are you back? You were encased in adamantium last I saw you, you know?
He's back with one of the Infinity Gems. What is this? Yeah. I forget which one. Maybe it was the Soul Gem. But anyways, he has one of those now.
He comes up in the movie with it like, here guys, let me help fight Thanos. Ting! You know? But,
get turned into rubber again.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah. But, no, I mean, I just really wanted to highlight that and talk about it because...
That is quite interesting.
Yeah. Thank you. It's just...
It's very...
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge-ass Wolverine fan. Go back and listen to our top 5 favorites, and you'll hear me rave about this man and Logan, the movie. Shit, I love that movie. But it's not... It's not that it's a good or a bad thing. It is, however, a thing. It is a prospect, and it has to be talked about whether it needs changing, whether it requires changing, whether it should be changed, whether, yes or no. That's up for debate. You know?
I feel like if you guys have the time, and if you haven't done so, listen to our Superhero Deaths podcast, and also it's the Superhero Genre Dying podcast, because I feel like those two really together, talk a lot about some of the drawbacks to some of these comic books, and really the storytelling aspects and the tools they're using. They use death as a really constant tool to push superheroes or comic books. How
many rebirths have we gone through now?
The two things that superhero comic books love to do to sell comics is to either push the death of a superhero, or B, restart the whole damn thing and release issue number 1. They love doing those two tactics to sell comics.
And I'm not gonna lie, people. Earlier I was asking the questions of whether or not is it a bad thing, should it be changed. Honestly, in my opinion, yes. It's kind of, Wolverine is great as shit. Don't get me wrong. I love him to death. Let him have the ending he deserves.
And I get it that they like to promote the death of so-and-so or the death of Wolverine.
Because it does make for a great story.
Well, it doesn't want to read that. It sells comics, but what would be even better is if they don't promote the death of that character and they let us find it organically in the book. But they want to promote the death of that character because that's going to put books in hand. Yeah.
Okay. I see what you're getting at now. So in other words, this big threat is being advertised, and then the story happens, and oh shit, someone died.
Yeah. And when that happens, our only saving grace would be is if the journey is good on that character. Yeah. Because if it's not, then it just feels all for nothing. Because we know the ending. We know the end result is going to be the death of this character. They did the same thing with countless heroes: Superman, Captain America, Wolverine. I mean, they promote the death of these heroes, and then we read and we know we're going to get to the part where they die, versus just reading an organically good story and then being surprised that they die.
Which is really how I hope we get into Infinity War, how we just have an organic death.
Imagine if Infinity War was called Infinity War, the death of Captain America.
Exactly. That's a prime example of what we're talking about here, folks. Yeah. The death of Captain America, and
right. Iron Man and Thor and pretty much everyone from Phase 1. No.
Which, guys, real quick, this isn't the death of podcast reboot. or, the death of podcast rebirth. Oh my gosh, that has to happen now. But one more thing real quick before we go back to OP. No. Don't tell me I just had it happen to me. Oh shit, give me a minute. Give me a minute. No, it's coming back.
Kevin has dementia, people.
Shit, no, it was such a good thought, too. Shit.
It was about penguins.
No, damn it, don't distract me. Okay, we were talking about Infinity War, we were talking about this, we were talking about...
Penguins eating jelly beans.
Oh, no, there it is, okay.
No.
I know out of context it sounds really bad to want this to happen, but we do kind of need to flesh out some of the heroes in Infinity War and to let them pass away with grace.
Yeah. I agree with that, especially since their roster is increasing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who else you got? Moving on here, I have 2 more on my list.
Yeah. No, I got more. I don't know why I was doing that.
Cool. Next up on my list, I have the Martian Manhunter. Yep.
Okay.
John Johns. And then, the thing about Johns here is that he, in my opinion, he is one of the most low-key, overpowered some bitches in comic books. So let's have a run through here of some of his abilities. He has super strength, super speed, intangibility, flight, invulnerability, telepathy, shape-shifting, invisibility, and much, much more. He has seemingly overcome his weakness to fire because he's been on Earth for so long that he's able to overcome that mental barrier that causes his race's fear of fire. So he's kind of overcome like his one single weakness.
Okay.
Yep.
But you already said he has invulnerability, so it's like, how's that a weakness to you? It's like, you're standing in it.
It's not that the fire actually hurts him and his people. It's that I think who was it? It may have been the Guardians of the Universe placed like a psionic block on their minds that made them think that fire harms them.
Okay.
So that way, because they're so powerful, the Watchers or the Watchers of the Universe were like, we have to do something so that we can corral these guys so that they don't do anything stupid or crazy.
They make Kryptonians look like Earthlings. Oh.
And that's my last note on him is that he could arguably defeat Superman. And people don't think about that, but he can. I mean, he can go toe to toe with Superman. I mean, I think that Superman would eventually or inevitably be stronger and faster, but then he's going to become someone who is invulnerable and who is intangible.
Yeah, at that point you're arguing,
You're arguing whoever whoever the writer wants to win wins.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, like
the man with the Oreos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just like I don't see why all of this would make for compelling, or why you need all this for a compelling superhero. You don't.
Exactly. I mean, he could have been plenty with shape-shifting and invisibility.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, you don't need to have strength that could put you on par with a Superman. You don't need to have super speed that can, let you travel at the speed of sound.
And you sure as hell don't need an invulnerability.
Yeah.
Because at that point, what threat is there? Oh, just go put Martian Manhunter out there. Mm-hmm. We'll tell him we'll promise him some double stuffed Oreos this time. Ooh-wee.
Oh, shit.
What was the latest flavor of Oreos? Oh, shit.
I don't even know anymore. There was a red velvet flavor that came out some time ago.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a blueberry flavor?
Yeah, actually, that sounds pretty good. I'm not a big Oreo guy.
Me either.
I hate the little cookie gets in the teeth.
Yeah, I'm not a big Oreo guy either. It's like, I think, like, I don't really care that much for, like, that plastic cream filling.
Yeah,
and also the chocolate that they use for like, the cookie part to me just tastes kind of bitter. It's not good.
No, see, if I wanted cream filling, I'd go to my childhood snack, which is an oatmeal cream pie, not an Oreo. Yeah, but that's me, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Though I did see a funny meme about Tide Pod flavored Oreos, and I was like, go figure.
Yeah, well,
anyways,
yeah, but yeah, Martian Manhunter, he's OP. Fight me.
Why? Okay.
If you disagree, that is. Don't just fight me just cuz.
You're going in a restaurant, you're buying a sandwich, and a fan comes up to you. I'm fighting you.
You must really like the Martian Manhunter.
Oh, no, just because you told me to fight you.
No, damn it. You're supposed to listen to the disclaimer. Fight me if you disagree with me thinking Martian Manhunter is overpowered.
That is kind of a long disclaimer. I don't blame you for not saying that. So, okay.
Well, it's like one of those, terms and conditions contract. No one reads that. You just have to, Mm-hmm. But who else you got, Kevin?
So another point I wanted to ask you more about, because I know that this is your boy, and that you know a lot more about this character, especially now. And it was so beautifully poetic when I walked in today and I saw you reading his omnibus. I wanted to ask your opinion on the Green Lantern and his potential, or his already, OP status. What's your thoughts there?
To me, he has I guess he has the potential,
Yeah, because his ring, people, of course, the ring being the Green Lantern ring from the Green Lantern Corps, he manipulates things using the power of his will, right? Okay.
Correct. What he can construct, it is limited to the imagination and the willpower of the user. Takes a lot of practice, a lot of time, a lot of skill. The constructs he create, they can be as close to the actual thing as possible. It just depends on the will of the user. However, the constructs can be broken. They can be destroyed if the will of the user breaks, or if someone is just strong enough to break the construct.
Okay.
And on top of that, he does, like, the charge of the ring can run out. So they do have to be charged periodically. Okay. That dumb shit about the yellow is no longer a thing. So the yellow does not.
What are you referring to?
So for a long time, Green Lanterns could not do anything if the color yellow was around. Yeah.
So in other words, it just nullified them?
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, my will is gone.
Well, it's not that will is gone, it's that the ring wouldn't function under the color yellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. which of course made Sinestro, that much more of a threat.
Right.
Because the Sinestro corpse is yellow.
So that means Green Lantern couldn't fly. That means he couldn't do shit.
Well, I mean, like, he could still, like, if it was in a yellow room, then he wouldn't be able to fly.
Wait. Okay. No. Back up. You're not talking about a yellow ring. You're talking about anything yellow.
Yeah, anything yellow.
So
the color yellow used to nullify the Green Lanterns. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid as shit.
It is.
Who wrote that?
Yeah, I can argue that. It's just pretty stupid.
I can see the Justice League now. We're going out for treats. We're all going to get popsicles. Hey, it'd be funny? Let's give the Green Lantern a banana flavored popsicle. he takes the wrapper off. It's all yellow and banana. Oh, no! Oh, come on, people.
Yeah.
Okay, now I wanted to talk about that because I was wondering if you had someone of such a nature who had the willpower or the power over fear or anger or any of the colors, if they would become this magnificently OP person. For instance, I know you said Batman for a while qualified for the yellow ring.
Yep.
The green ring as well, right?
Yeah. But the yellow one primarily you wanted to choose him.
Right. I remember that one more so. So the rhetorical awesome what if scenario came into mind. Like, what if our boy Bruce changed his mind and said, you know what, I will take that, and I will take that ring too, and he wears them both simultaneously, becoming this weird swampish yellow-green, thus being able to control both. Like, what the shit couldn't he do? I mean, just like a fun thought I had. Like, who wouldn't be OP in that point then?
Yeah, once you start collecting rings, then that kind of adds a different aspect to it.
Probably a bit of madness, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. It would.
Yeah.
But like the Green Lantern Corps, like there were about like 3,900 of them, or 3,600. There was a good many of them.
Yeah.
Because they're like a police corps,
Yeah.
So it'd be like a police unit, being OP.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But no, I mean that is a good thought because he can travel extremely fast. I mean, he travels from planet to planet, extremely fast. The ring is also like a supercomputer, having so much knowledge contained in it. All you do is ask the ring. Like, if you're on a planet, you don't understand the language, just ask the ring to translate, and now you can understand what they're saying. I mean, it's
stupid awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ring is almost sentient, but it's just a really, it almost functions like a really intelligent computer, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, the Green Lantern's rings are awesome. I would love to have one. I will say this though, having a Green Lantern ring would be one step better than having Mjolnir, because I wouldn't be able to lift Mjolnir at all. Green Lantern's ring, I could put it on, but I can't guarantee that I could do anything with it.
Right. Again, you'd have to practice a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like, I am going to make this skateboard.
In a sense, I kind of have to be worthy in a way, because if I don't have the willpower, then nothing's happening.
True.
You know, if I can't overcome fear, and nothing's happening.
Also true.
So
shit. Okay. Yeah. No, just a thought I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
I only have one more on my list here.
Cool.
My very last one here is none other than John Osterman himself, Dr. Manhattan.
Yep, of course.
Got to put old Doc on here.
Yeah.
So let's just go through a brief list here of some of his abilities. He has size manipulation, super strength, teleportation, matter manipulation, self-duplication, intangibility, telekinesis, disintegration, and that's just to name some. He also has...
I stopped hearing them after so many. Like, I heard you say them, but I literally just, like, felt the words going around my head and just, like, falling flat. Like, yep,
He also has a heightened sense of intelligence and a stronger concept of time than any mortal being. So yeah, there's also that. And, you know, just to cherry on the cake, he also completely restructured the entire DC universe. So there's that too.
Also, yes, he did.
If that is not overpowered, then I don't know what is. Like, when most people think about who is a god character in comic books, like, Dr. Manhattan is always going to be near the top of that list.
He's going to be friends with Frank Richards.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just sitting there holding him like, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
I love it.
But yeah, Dr. Manhattan, he's definitely OP.
I liked it. Well, I mean, he's a prime example of that. I mean, the freak accident that we not only saw in the graphic novel, but also very well depicted in the movie, it was intense. It was some... I mean, he was changed. He was altered permanently. And because of that, he existed to the most... How to better say that? Give me a second.
Well, I got it. As the young folks say, he was woke as fuck when he came back to Dr. Manhattan.
No, damn it. I was... okay. He existed in all time. He like, knew about it in all things. Like, okay, here, yeah.
And it came to the point where, to us, you know, normal folk, we, you know, it's easy for us to think, oh, okay, I think he's losing it. But maybe the truth of it is, like, he just has such a heightened sense of reality and a strong concept of time and what it is that we just can't really comprehend it.
Yeah.
Like, he was telling Lori, like, you know, things that he was telling her what she was going to tell him. And then later on, when she referenced it, he responded as if it hurt him, as if he didn't know it already.
Right.
And she was like, but I thought you already knew. Like, it's things like that make it great. But then later on, he goes on to say that, you know, everything to an extent is preordained, even the words that I'm saying. We're all just puppets on a string, Lori. It's just one of my favorite quotes from the book. But yeah, he's an extremely interesting character.
Oh yeah.
Not just because of his immense power set, because most of the people in the Watchmen don't have any quote unquote superpowers.
Right.
But he not only has superpowers, but he has a shit ton of them that make people look at him as an otherworldly being or a god.
True. And then he's not held back, really. Like, he doesn't let his omnipotence hold him back. I'm sorry, let me say that well. The things of our life, of our mortality, do not hold him back from his omnipotence. There it is, better said.
Yeah.
In other words, people, he's not held back by social awkwardness, you know?
No.
He doesn't give a shit whether or not he makes a scene at a party, you know?
Right. He wears clothes to make you comfortable. He doesn't care.
Like, when they put a suit on him and he put an icon on himself, it's like, okay, whatever, who gives a shit?
Right.
But...
Yeah, like, he's detached from humanity, you know. I mean, like, the whole thing about him was that he was going to let basically World War III break out because he didn't. For him, it was like, there's no real reason or point for me to intervene at this point.
Like, the winner or loser of this is still neutral.
Yeah.
In other words, he would make a great watcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yep.
All right.
Who else you got, Kevin?
I got some honorable mentions, my friend.
Yeah, I have a few too. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, they're probably going to be a lot of the same. One of them I'm going to drag on about here in a second, so get ready. So I got the Sentry, quite obviously. We've mentioned him quite a lot. He needs more applause, so yay.
Yep.
Phoenix.
Another good one. Yep.
Hell yeah, of course. Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
Also, yes. Yep. So OP that they had to nerf this man so much. Could you imagine James Spader being that powerful? You know, in the movie? Shit. And then also, the last one, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about here, Deadpool. Yeah.
That was a good one.
I mean, I love the character as much as the next guy over, alright? But, alright. I mean, there's at a certain extent where it's like, okay, people.
Well, here's the problem, Kevin.
What's the problem
I think that Deadpool, I think that his fans are what made him OP.
Exactly.
For example, and I hate to be like this. It's the same
concept I was talking about with Wolverine.
It's a similar thing, yeah. And I hate to say this because I'm going to sound like a comic book hipster.
Oh dear. Oh no.
But I enjoyed Deadpool before he was mainstream.
That was so hipster.
It was so hipster, right?
Oh, it was so hipster.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait. We have to take a second to relish that you just said that.
Yeah. I realized what I just said.
I mean, I get it. It stands. It does stand. But please continue.
I say that though to say that with the rising population of Deadpool, a lot of it due to memes on the internet, and also due to the movie being such a wildly popular success, that a lot of people have hopped up on that bandwagon.
Yep. Thank you, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Now the problem though with such a cult phenomenon, booming from nowhere, is that you're gonna get your real diehard fans, and then you're gonna get people that just say that they're fans because they think it's the cool thing to do.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
And that's what's happened with Deadpool.
No, what you said earlier, yeah, Deadpool has become our new age cult classic.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. I just had to take a second to take that in. Damn. But no, you're right. It's very relatable to what I was talking about earlier with Wolverine. He has they both, Deadpool in this case, have such a huge ass following that.
Yeah. And the
writers are scared to let him die.
Yeah. And the problem with Deadpool is that, in my opinion, he works best in small doses. Mm-hmm. But now with his, booming popularity, we're getting a lot more of him.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not necessarily a good thing, because he is a very unique stylized character. It's hard to really mass produce Deadpool content without it getting, a little stale or sticky.
True. Like, that's kind of what I'm worried about happening with the movies, to be honest,
Yeah.
Like, the second one looks like it's going to be amazing, and I'm going to go see it. I am.
Right.
But
I think I spoke to you off mic, but I already have a few concerns about the sequel that hopefully won't come out to be anything.
Talk about that. Yeah. We'll talk about that to you guys later, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just a couple of weeks, we'll be getting to our Deadpool's reviews and whatnot.
Yeah. But yeah. That was just a few thoughts I want to share. My honorable mentions. What you got?
My honorable mentions were Doctor Strange.
Oh, good.
Good. Dr. Fate.
Also good.
Yeah. And Captain Atom. Those guys are all pretty OP. Doctor Strange, especially like in anything before like the mid 90s, he was definitely OP.
Oh, yeah. He was the catch-all.
Yeah. Dr. Fate, the same thing, super OP.
Helmet included.
Yep, helmet included. And Captain Atom, I mean, he can do some things along the lines of Franklin Richards in the sense of creating a universe like from a single atom and all that stuff, traveling the time stream as he pleases. So he can do that too. Yeah. Captain Atom has some immense power.
Mm-hmm. The animated series didn't really do him a whole lot of justice. Yeah. Which was one of the small flaws of the series.
Right.
But I digress.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it.
Yeah, I'm good here.
Yeah, I'm good here too.
I'm all OP'd out.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure that you guys probably have some other ideas that you were thinking of that we didn't include. So feel free to definitely hit us up. Let us know what you guys are thinking.
Yeah, and you guys always know how to hit us up, right?
Oh, yeah.
If not, tell them you.
Oh, yeah. Also, before I tell you guys how you can contact us, how you can hit us up, don't forget that this coming Wednesday we'll be reviewing Homecoming, so you guys have that to look forward to. We're continuing our road to Infinity War. Kevin and I both overall pretty much enjoyed this movie a lot. So I look forward to watching it again and seeing what my thoughts, or seeing what our thoughts on it then.
Same here. Yeah.
And yeah, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this bitch up. But as always, guys, we do appreciate you guys listening to us and really supporting us. You guys really keep us alive and help us out a lot.
And also, please don't forget about the new announcement, Patreon.
Yeah.
Keep a lookout for it. And if you do feel so willing, send us a little bit of that love.
Oh yeah, most definitely. The page.
He said his creepy voice again.
The Patreon page is not yet completed, but we will upload two to 3 episodes or bonus material for you guys as soon as we have the page up and running. So for any of you guys that are interested in some bonus content for just a small contribution, then that would be an amazing thing if you guys could contribute to the Superhero Homies from Homie to Homie. That would be great. But yeah, guys, if you have any kind of questions, comments, gifts, thirst, food supplies, or superpowers, then you can hit us up at superherohomies@gmail.com or the Facebook page Superhero Homies. And as always, guys, if you haven't already done so, then hit that subscribe button so you can always hear our sexy voices as soon as we upload.
Sexy voices.
Oh, yeah. And also, guys, feel free to leave us a review because it also really helps us out a lot.
Always.
And as always, guys, I'm Quentin.
I'm Kevin.
See you next time.